Hello, everyone.
Are we live?
Don't say anything you don't want recorded and played anywhere else.
Wait, are we live?
Yes,
Yes.
we're live.
Oh, I should put some pants on.
Wait, what?
Yes.
No one can see you.
Shh, Will, you'll ruin it. Hold on.
What do you need
all I need
pants
is a minute.
for?
Just give me one more minute.
What do you need pants for?
I already have my pants off.
I just need one more minute. Okay, now
That's
I'm good.
no fun.
I have sweatpants on. Does that count?
No, I have nothing on.
That's I don't.
Sweat
We
have
have
a
a
towel
boob
down
Dan,
or
but
something.
he's muted.
Yeah, well, he's towing
Plago's
somebody.
here?
Yeah, Plago's here.
Oh, hey, hello, friend. I'm
True.
You're
Oh,
Robo
yeah.
Dan.
You're in the bathroom?
What?
Robo.
Robo.
Hey,
Wait,
y'all,
wait,
we have a
wait,
chat tonight too.
Maybe not.
Wait.
Wait, let Plago talk for a minute. Say a sentence.
I am in the drive-through.
Okay, you're good.
What are you ordering at the drive-through?
A chicken sandwich.
From
Wendy's?
where?
And which place?
Which place? Yes.
Yes.
I think Will is the only one who know this place.
It was what? Say it. What is it?
Carl's Jr.
Well,
I know
they
Carl's
have
Jr.
Carl's Jr.
We know where
everywhere.
Carl's Jr. is. It's like
They
a
don't know. They don't know.
It's not like it's
Liars.
It's not like it's White Castle or some shit. They have
Bunch
Carl's
of
Jr. everywhere.
Hardee's having peoples.
I've been down south, friend. I know what it is.
I mean, it's not like
Down
In and
south.
Out, where these people don't know about In and Out or Fat
Next thing
Burger.
you know, Jason will say he's got Crayola friends.
I do have Crayola friends.
Crayola is great. We have a
Makani.
Makani. What's going on, Makani?
Ooh, look at that.
Boobs.
He's muscling on your territory.
Nah, it's just, I'm still pissed from earlier today, and so much so that it's making me draw not safe for work shit right now. So I just don't care anymore.
What are you pissed about, Makani?
Or it's getting permanently demonetized.
Right.
Who?
Like, before we get into anything, we can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah.
So everybody can know what's going on there.
So, a good friend of mine, close friend in the chat. I know his wife is in the chat right now.
Yeah. 'cause
Ord's board. He got permanently demonetized on YouTube.
yeah.
He's trying to appeal, but it's not going through. And the reason is that on one of the streams he was doing on Friday, a bunch of bot accounts came into the stream, all sub to him, and hit dislike as well.
Wow.
It caused kind of a YouTube took notice of that and they demonetized him.
Yeah.
because
I've
of
been
the
paying
bots.
attention
He
to
tried
what's
to
going on
appeal
with
it.
Ords, man. Like, I've been paying attention to that because, like, I watch Ords. Ords is an awesome dude. He's very encouraging. He's very, like, he has a great personality, right?
Yep.
And so for him to be demonetized is really fucked up. And, like, it's just,
Mhm.
like, YouTube being bitches like they always are.
Mhm.
But you're right. His wife was in my chat. What's up, Amber? You know, she's awesome.
Mhm. So we're trying to throw it. Everybody's pulling together, support him any way we can.
But this
So
is
just-
part of the YouTube life, right? Like, unfortunately, this is what happens in YouTube is you can't be demonetized for like the stupidest of shit.
Yeah, and I'm honestly as much as people probably will say it's like, oh, it was probably some leftist, some SJW, somebody who hates like TFM or something like that. I can't help shake the feeling that this was probably an inside job. That this probably came from somebody who was within our community who hates towards that much.
I don't know if it's so much that they probably hate Ors, is if they're probably pissed off about something and they just took it out on him.
Mm-hmm. He might have been.
That's
like
what
an easy
happens, right?
He might have been like an easy target or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like he's an easy target because he's not like a huge channel, but he was monetized, so it's easy.
Yeah,
to
and
take
he
something
doesn't. And
from him.
Orts doesn't go after anybody. He doesn't like.
No. Like I
He's
said,
generally
he's very
just a
encouraging
gaming
and supportive.
chill channel. Yeah, it's got me riled up just because of all this, and because Orts, he's like a brother to me. We stream every Wednesday, and he's been incredibly supportive of me, and I've been incredibly supportive of him throughout
Michael
last
just
year.
said riled up. I want to point that out. He just said riled up.
Mhm. Riled up, and I'm drawing this.
Well, I'm glad you showed up tonight, and like I said, I'm glad that Kashik's in the chat. Like, I can send my love to her. She's awesome. She's a beautiful woman. They're a great couple. They do awesome stuff over there on Ord's channel. Like, I encourage everyone to go check out Ord's channel. Hopefully, he can get it overturned and things can get fixed and get better. But the only way to make that change is for us all to come together and support him.
Right. And it's an unfortunate thing is that he's put into a position where he can't make another channel. Like he can't just go
because
make
they'll
a
take his
channel
permanently if he does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not allowed to have an alternate channel like that.
Mm-hmm. Because it's tied into his AdSense, it's tied into like his Gmail and everything.
Well, they play off your IP address.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of shit that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'm glad we discussed that. Like, I want people to know that what's going on with Ords, because like I said, he's a great dude. So we'll just keep supporting him and getting it out there what's going on with him.
Yeah. Sorry for bringing the room down, guys.
No, you're good. You're good. We can start. We can start with that. Like, I wanted to talk about that tonight anyway. So
Okay.
I've had a couple of drinks, so I might be a little off kilter
Tipsy.
with it.
Every Lola in the club getting tipsy.
No, your accent just deepened from the drink.
Mm-hmm.
Mine did.
Yeah,
Oh, is that good or bad?
that's good. I like when people sound country. You just got real country when you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might really come out tonight because I've had 2 glasses and that
Yeah,
wine was
see,
a
it's
little
coming out
strong.
tonight right now. See.
And might I say thank you for coming, Anthony Perrone. He's the serial slapper who's going to slap me for falling asleep
Welcome.
from
Slappity slap slap.
from Frega's channel.
Slapping the bass.
Mangani, you're always in the chat, man.
Yeah, that's right too.
I don't know if Darren Wagner's still here, but what up? Hashtag crackback.
D-Wag.
Or rust.
D-Wag.
Keely Chow, what's up, Keely
Hey,
Chow?
Keely.
Keely Chow's in
What
like
up, what
every Anthony. Okay, so you say Anthony Brown's the one that like smacks you around and wakes you up.
And he was very annoyed that I was not as talkative, or unless he was just fucking with me. I don't know.
Well, you were passing out.
I wasn't passing out. I was just quiet. I was being taciturn.
Your
Yeah,
eyes
here
were
he
shut.
is. He said he got you. Slap the bass.
Slapping the bass.
Slap the like button like you slap the bass.
Slapping the bass.
He said, "Hell, Jason."
Hail
Hail,
Anthony
Jason.
Perrone.
There's what about? What's up? What about?
Yo, yo,
Hey,
what about?
Hey, what about?
But yeah, like that's one of the things that happens with YouTube is they can take away your monetization as quick as they gave it to you. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a quick opinion on something.
what's that?
Oh, just a quick opinion. I'm sharing my screen.
Oh,
Hold on, let me just try to get it. Okay.
this isn't porn, is it?
No, it's not porn. When have I ever shared
Is it
porn?
pie?
No, it's something I want an opinion.
Pornography.
No, not yet.
It's pork.
That's
It's
the
pie
next thing.
porn.
That's the
Does
next
it
thing. I
have
should-
titties?
Why don't you let him show it? Let's see. There
All
we
right,
go.
all right. That
Show it.
the red,
That looks like titties.
red or black?
Black.
Red,
Black.
black.
What about red and black?
No,
Black.
Why?
because it's no. Okay.
What is this for?
Personal.
It's the
There's
Star
titties.
Wars meets Marvel.
Yeah, it's the Star Wars Rebel Alliance and I guess, a Venom symbol.
Yeah, the Venom symbol. Very, very good. All right, I'll leave it black.
Well, I was doing that for Grimmer in case you didn't know.
Anthony
Yeah.
Peroni
Rebel
says
Alliance.
definitely red.
Ooh, see.
So what do we have? Count them up.
I'll let them decide. I'll let.
So you have a red and 2 blacks.
I'll let them decide.
So anybody else?
Red.
So 2 reds. We have 2.
Black.
We're tied now.
All right,
No, there's a third black. Makani said black.
Yeah, but black. No, black. He was me and him are the only 2 blacks so far.
I got an idea.
So we got 2.
Black helps it like pop more.
All right, so that's 3.
I'm just gonna do them both and show them to the person and see what they think.
Well, that's 3-2 says black, so black it is.
They get to choose.
Let's go.
Thank
back.
you. Thank
Never
you.
go
Thank you.
back.
Thank you. Okay.
I mean, Makani's got a fight.
Okay. Okay. So
Love you, Makani.
you may proceed.
I had to.
You may proceed. All right.
Wait, you said I could proceed?
Yeah. Go ahead. Do. Go back to what you're talking about.
Do what thou wilt.
Do us what thou wilt.
I'm super excited tonight, guys.
Why are you super excited tonight?
Because they're 15 years.
Oh, I know, but I was gonna let her tell it.
Because tomorrow's my anniversary.
Congratulations.
Celebrate good
15 years with the same person. And he's not
My family-
dead. It's amazing.
My family's been together for 33 years. Just for my birthday. Or a little after my birthday, actually.
Makani.
Yes.
They beat me. That's bringing me down.
Just by a few years.
Well,
Sorry.
Lola. They've been alive longer.
True.
I mean,
But
You
15
know,
years is a great thing,
that's
y'all.
awesome.
Like,
It is.
How
Because not
often-
a lot of- because
how often do
unfortunately-
people get to say that these days, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yes. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
though.
congratulations.
yeah, that's
So, like,
And you're gonna go rent like a heart-shaped tub and sitting there.
I'm going to
It's a
stream Wednesday
thing.
night from it.
What?
Don't
Grimmer?
tell me you're doing a hot tub stream, are you?
Huh?
Never mind.
Hot tubs? Yeah, I'm going to do
Yes.
a hot tub stream Wednesday night.
God.
Oh,
It's gonna,
snap.
it's gonna be like Dumb and Dumber.
It's going to be like a Twitch thought gone completely wrong.
Say it
completely right.
exactly.
Some little Philly break your heart.
No, it was a woman.
Pretty soon, Lowell's going to be doing ASMR stream. So,
Yeah, it was a woman. No, it was a woman.
It's always a woman, right?
It's always
It's
a
from,
woman.
it's from Dumb and Dumber.
What up, Cavatino?
Red accents. There you go. My whole family is very close. I buried them in the same hole. Very good. Very good. Wookiee Lives Matter.
oof.
What up, good stuff?
Hell, good stuff.
It's,
Wookie,
Playgirl
we don't read Wookiee's chats anymore because Wookiee sends like the worst ones for me to read. He knows that I'm going to read them.
Is Playgirl
My-
still here?
Yeah, I didn't notice Plagle was suddenly visible.
Playgirl's visible?
It's
He's
a
a
Plagle.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
What are you doing, Plagle?
He's eating his friend.
Eat some food.
Yummy.
Are you eating French fries?
Sitting here. Onion ring.
Alright.
And some Jolt Cola.
Did you like those pages, Will?
Yeah, they're beautiful. He sent me exclusive Goblin Girl pages.
What?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Playgirl.
You're welcome.
I've known him longer than you.
I don't
loved
care.
him first.
I do not care. I don't
loved
care.
him first.
I
I
thought you
smell
loved me the
jealousy.
most on the panel.
Did I draw? Did you draw him fan art to put in his campaign? I don't think so.
Dude, you
Yeah,
know,
no.
He might have a point there.
Will's known him longer. Blah blah blah.
Hey, Will,
yeah.
did you talk to the other person?
Yeah.
Was it about that thing?
About
What did
that
they
thing?
say?
I'm working on them.
Did they make any comments that you can say?
Hold on, let me like translate this so we can make it as nondescript as possible, so everybody's lost. They said a quantum leap.
A quantum leap? Like I'm a quantum leap, or it'll take a quantum leap for that to happen?
Your art is a quantum leap.
Oh, so they really like stuff then.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
cool.
likes your stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that they were friendly to me in a sidebar chat that we had recently on something, and I was like, holy shit! I've never even talked to that person before. That's awesome.
Yeah, because Uncle Will's is looking out for you.
Oh, hold up,
Appreciate
hold up, hold up. What is going on
I've
this
got a-
stream right now?
I also have a statue coming, Will.
Yeah, he's got a statue.
Yeah,
He's eating
Damn,
food.
Plagle, what are you trying to do to my stream?
It's mukbanging.
nothing.
He's mukbanging.
He's doing his ASMR mukbang.
No, he's trying to leave us out of the conversation. We don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
I can't talk
Where'd
about
he
this
go?
like openly yet.
Yeah, he can't say names. So ha ha ha.
Let's just say, if it happens, everyone will be happy. Like stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just
But
be the
we're
first to
already
say that I
happy.
don't. I just first say I don't like Dan Plagle stuff. I love his stuff.
Well, then you'll be extra happy. Your pocketbook probably won't be, but
It's worth it. It'll be worth it.
So Grimmer, what do you think of Dan Plagle's giant boobs?
Oh, they're great.
I mean,
better
I guess
until
it's a
my
good thing
shirt's
I don't
uplifted.
carry a pocketbook.
Huh?
never
You
mind.
Here's
said
a
your
pocketbook.
pocketbook probably won't be happy, so I said,
Oh yeah, from the
probably-
campaign. Yeah, because
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of money.
Because it'll be
Your
really
Yes,
wallet
it's-
won't be happy.
And I said
Well,
it's
it won't be
probably good I
crazy
don't carry a
expensive, but it'll
pocketbook or a
be-
wallet.
You'll probably want this thing and pay more money.
I want pages. Of course, it's going to get expensive.
Oh, that. Mm-hmm.
You know, Dan Frigga is right. If there's pages available, always buy pages.
Yeah.
Jason and Jason up there, you can buy pages from Unhinged Entertainment from Absolute.
Yes, you can.
They're still available, friends.
Still available, friends. Limited
Anybody have a
supply.
drawn in tier? I want to be drawn in.
I already. That's sold out, Lola. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
I have this
That's your
habit.
mind, Lola.
Do you guys want to hear a secret of my writing?
Oh, I like
N-
that mock-me drawing down
Yes.
Would you like to hear this, boob, Dan?
there. What? Yeah.
A secret to my writing?
Sure.
Whenever I have female characters, I have a tendency to like mash together the names of ex-girlfriends.
Oh.
So, but I've noticed that in these draw-in streams or these draw-in campaigns, people pay top dollar for these kind of things, So in the current one I'm working on, I've got about three. I got one mash with two and one that gets her own character.
Huh.
So, someone on this panel actually gets to be in the Black Flag story without paying any money.
Thank you. I'm happy you let me do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Jason.
We all knew that. Come on.
He's in there as my lover.
Did you bring
know
it?
what's
Did you bring
funny?
it current year and make Jason a female?
Yeah, Jasona.
Darn Skippy.
Jasona.
That's
J-
Yeah, I was like,
Jason.
it's funny kind of Lola brought that up because while I was doing a morning walk, I was thinking about my story and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I could probably incorporate Lola or somebody in as like a background character at some point.
Well, the reason why I say that is because Grimmer has a very ancient, exotic name, and it actually works perfectly for this character.
Ooh.
So not Grimmer, that's something you would call like the Thing or something, but her actual name is very
Mhm.
ancient.
Grimmer
I
reminds
read
me of like death or
I just think of like a big, giant, hulking character.
I think
gave
about like
Lyra
a
one
big
time.
cloaked character with a scythe.
Yes. What do you think,
Grim
Grimmer?
Reaper. There we go.
What do I think about what?
About these? What was just discussed?
It's flattering.
See, she's flattered, Lola.
Yeah.
Wait, you're flattered that when I hear Grimmer, I think Grim Reaper?
No, it flattered with what Will was saying. I'm pretty grim. I think I live up to my little nickname I've created myself.
No, I think you have what I call gallows humor.
Yeah.
I think she's got a type of humor that she finds hilarious, but other people go, Jesus, that's really dark.
Wait, so she's got dark humor, which
Yeah,
is
gallows humor. You know what I mean?
pretty much all of us on the panel.
Right? Like in so I haven't seen the whole movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I saw the last portion of it. And like that whole scene where people are just getting brutalized and like freaking faces bashed in and set on fire, I was cracking up laughing as if I was watching Dumb and Dumber. I thought it was so freaking hilarious.
That's like me when I first watched The Exorcist. Like I was 17 and I was dating this guy in high school and he was like, "This is the most scariest movie you'll ever see. Like 40 people went crazy when it first came out." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, this is supposed to be scary." I sat through that movie and I laughed my ass off
That's funny.
the
It's
whole
funny
time.
how that
Even
works,
the
isn't
spider
it?
walk down the steps, I'm like, "That's fucking hilarious." But it probably didn't help that I'd seen a scary movie like not too long before that.
Oh, so you saw this really recently?
No, I saw it when I was 17.
17.
Did Scary Movie come out that long ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Holy moly, I'm old.
yeah.
we're all old. Well, it's okay.
I saw that second one in a sneak preview.
Wookie wins. That's it. Wookie wins. The
The whole
ending of
ending
Old
of
Yeller
Old
made
Yeller
him
made me
laugh.
laugh.
Oh, that's sad.
Look at the
Right?
Look at the rabbits. Look at.
Like I cried through that whole ending of Old Yeller. But like
And
when she's like
I
sitting up
laughed I laughed at the Family Guy parody of the Old Yeller. That was funny.
you know what? You share something in common with old Grimmer there, because the reason why you laughed at it probably is because the dude hyped it up and you kind of wanted to, like, you know, fuck with him, so you laughed at him. And I'm sure if I did the same to Grimmer, she would laugh at me and go, "This is dumb."
What are you talking about?
Because, you know, you like to kind of confound expectations. So if I like hype something up, you're going to be so scared. You're going to be like, "No, I'm not."
It's gonna scare the pants off of you.
Oh yeah.
You're like, "No, I'm not."
No,
Whatever
but
you-
like I was sitting there watching it and like she's spider walking down the steps and like her head's all turning in
Oh, the
different
crab
directions.
walk.
Yeah. That
And I'm
is kind of
like-
unsettling a little bit.
It was unsettling, and it wasn't even in the original cut.
See, those
I
movies
don't
freak
know.
me
Like it made me laugh. I found it humorous. I was
Well, then
like,
she
how
comes
is this
down and she goes,
scary?
"Yeah." That part, right?
Your mother sucks
Yeah.
cocks in hell.
And then the part where she's like, she sits up and she's like, "Your mother sucks socks in hell." I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. That's a great line.
She didn't say that. She said that's the TV version you're thinking of.
No, that's the TV
Yeah.
version.
Hey,
I just said
what
the original
version is
line.
that?
I just said the original version.
It
That's
sounds,
the
that,
YouTube version.
that sounds like the Big Lebowski, where they would say, you know, "This is, you know, what you get when you fuck a person in the ass." He goes, "This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps."
Right?
Well, or it could be like Die Hard, or I forgot what it was.
Yo,
Yippee-ki-yay, mother flappers.
No, it was like Yippee Ki Mister. I forgot what his name. Damn it! I gotta look that up. Hang on.
Mr. Gruber. But there's some funny ones. Like you watch Scarface. There's like 375 fucks in there.
Yippee-ki-yay,
So
Mr. Falcon. That's what it
Mr.
was.
Falcon. Like the funny one is Scarface, where they're trying to get rid of all those fucks. Schindler's List made me piss my pants. No one else saw the humor in that movie. That's fucked up.
No, Schindler's List was not a humorous film.
No.
I first saw that in 8th grade.
Of course, where they traumatize you with it in high school.
Actually, it was junior high. It was my last year of junior high, and I had a lit teacher who was on the board of for the Holocaust survivors in my state. And so for the whole month of April, she taught the Holocaust, and it was the first time it was ever introduced to me. And I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing of what happened, and
Of course.
yeah, like that whole month just really opened my eyes and opened my heart to people. So
But you know what's retarded about it? Like, you know what I learned about World War II in high school? I learned for about a month that a bunch of people got killed in death camps, and then like there was some war in between, and that's it. There's
Yeah.
like no context for anything.
But we didn't even
Yeah.
talk about the war. We just talked about the Holocaust.
Yeah,
So.
like the war
Yeah,
is like
'cause I
a
just
day.
learned through what was it, like the Diary of Anne Frank, and just a lot of stuff that she was writing at the time. So in elementary school.
I'm looking at a crotch right now.
Sorry, I was turning page. I was like, why quiet? Sorry about that.
No, I was just staring at your crotch,
We're
not your
all
crotch.
staring at what you're doing, Mangani. We're like, that's really good.
I was looking more at how wide the legs were spread and the thighs, but that's just me.
That's what you fixate on.
I was
truly
looking
appreciate
at
that, guys.
Wookiee's Passion of the Christ. He had to giggle a little bit.
Of course, Grimmer would fixate on. Never mind.
Oh my god. Of course, would you laugh at Passion of the Christ?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of laughed at Passion of the Christ too.
I haven't seen that.
Passion of the Christ is a ridiculous movie.
It's a Catholic take on the crucifixion of Christ. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking. Never mind. I'm thinking Temptation of Christ.
Temptation
The
of
Last
Christ is
Temptation
fucking
of Christ?
retarded.
Yeah,
Last
You know,
Temptation of
Last
Christ is
Temptation with,
fucking retarded.
I got them mixed up.
Good. I'm
what
glad. I
is
was
his
like
name?
I haven't
Martin
heard of that one.
Scorsese
Yeah.
did that one, and it was
'Cause
hard
I
to
watched that.
tell.
I watched that recently, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. I remember watching that with my mother, and she going like, "This is the most blasphemous thing I've ever seen."
I didn't think it was blasphemous. I just thought it was like incoherent. Like
It pissed
like,
my mom off. She was so mad after watching that.
It was like just a weird fucking movie. Like I was like,
It is
like,
weird.
Oh, like you're a sick bastard. I was just joking. Jeez.
Willem
And I-
Dafoe.
Yes, Willem Dafoe is Christ. He's a terrible Christ.
Sorry, Wookie. At the time, I thought it was funny.
I have a copy up there, but I've only seen it once.
But the last Temptation of Christ I've seen as well, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, it takes on the idea of like if Christ had been just a regular man, right?
Basically, they want to make him look like a schmuck.
Schmuck.
But
Oh,
what was
oh.
his temptation?
Anthony Perone, I've actually watched Game of Thrones with my mother, and it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that. One of the people I follow had that kind of same experience watching like the first season with their parents sitting down on the couch with them. It was just like awkward moment.
And so, like, I would like screen it from that day forward to make sure there was nothing, and I could anticipate it and like fast forward it.
Well, I mean, my mother-in-law is a preacher's wife, and I watched Game of Thrones with her.
But I don't
so-
want to see that with her. That's the point. Like, I mean, she's a grown woman. Obviously, I'm here, right? And I'm a grown man, but I just don't want to be in the same room with my mother when that shit is going. And
I
Littlefinger
love
is.
watching stuff like that with my mom because my mom's like the most inappropriate person you'll ever meet.
Yeah, but you're women, you know. Like you guys are fine. Like it's different, you know.
It's like watching it with your dad.
Yeah, but even with my dad, it'd be
I
funny.
didn't have a dad. How fair is that?
I'm just saying, like, in a woman's perspective, it's like watching a dirty thing with their father. A woman does not want to sit there and watch that with.
Well, I don't want to watch
their
dirty
dad.
stuff with my mom either, but like my
This is
mom
the-
makes it
Mhm.
less uncomfortable. Where like
Yeah,
my
because you're a
husband's
grown
mom
woman, your
makes
mom's a
it
grown woman.
very uncomfortable.
But if I was in a room with my mother-in-law, I'd be very uncomfortable. You know, now with my father-in-law, I wouldn't give a shit. You know, because he's another grown dude, right? I'd be like, that's kind of weird, but I wouldn't be supremely uncomfortable. I don't know why the gender difference is just weird to me, but I don't know.
Like my mother-in-law always said she's a preacher's wife, so like I'm always worried that she's gonna be so offended when something comes on like a dirty word or like a dirty scene.
By the way, Wookiee Lives Matter, Devil's Rejects, that movie makes me very uncomfortable too. It's a little much for me.
Devil's Rejects?
Yeah, Devil's Rejects, that scene in the motel room is a little much, and I get uncomfortable when I see that. We don't need to go this far, in a movie.
I love that movie.
I saw it in the theaters.
I like Devil's Rejects better than House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, because it's coherent at least.
Whoa, sister.
Uh-oh.
We gonna
Okay.
have to have this one out now.
Please do.
House of a Thousand
Uh-oh.
Corpses made me feel uncomfortable. Like I felt sick to my stomach.
Why?
I don't know. It just made me feel that
Because
way.
it's much more comic booky than Devil's
Yeah.
Rejects. Devil's Rejects is really like realism, you know?
Well, like, okay, let's talk about Rob Zombie for a minute, right? Like, he's got really great music, right?
Yes.
But when it comes to directing films, he's hit or miss. He's been hit or miss for as long as I've watched his movies. And House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, those two movies were the two movies he got right because it was a white trash murdering family. It's what he knows. Everything else he's ever made has been shit.
Yeah, Halloween is awful.
Yes, Halloween was awful.
And there's like,
God.
and there's also there's a scene in there that like makes me sick. Like I do not like rape scenes in movies, right? Like I don't understand why that's necessary, right?
Versus
There's like
rape scenes not in movies.
oh, no shit, but like why do we have to see that? Like I don't understand the purpose of that.
So did you have a problem with like Evil Dead?
There was a rape scene in Evil Dead?
Yeah, the tree comes out and it like completely.
If I remember correctly, like you get an intuition of that, but you're not seeing anything. You get what I'm saying?
Oh no, you see the limb come up out of the. Maybe I'm thinking of the uncut version, where it comes up out of the ground and it like wraps around her leg and it like goes up her dress and like goes into her, and it's like all the other ones are like holding her down because it's all possessed.
Is that the original Evil Dead?
Yeah.
So she gets raped by a tree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Because there's actually two scenes shot for that escape of Michael Myers, right? There was one where he's being transported by the cops, where he kind of breaks his chains. It shows you how strong he is, and he kind of kills
I get
everybody.
what you're saying, Will.
And
Like,
that's a perfectly good scene, and they have to like do this weird, like fucked up, like rape scene, like in his room. And I'm like, why did we just see that? Why did we do that?
I mean,
Like,
I get what you're saying. Like, you could just insinuate it. You don't have to show it, but at the same time, I think with showing it, it gives it that more that emotional response, right?
Yeah, it's called disgust.
Yeah, disgust or anger, or it gives you that negative response that they're trying to pull from you when they're telling their story.
Yeah, like Casualties of War. Do you remember that film?
Oh God, it's been forever.
Where they like in Vietnam, where these American soldiers kidnap a Vietnamese girl and they like have their way with her, but it's really prolonged.
That the Charlie Sheen movie.
No, that's Platoon.
That's Platoon. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's with Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn
Oh
and John C.
I know what
Reilly.
you're talking about.
And it's just like it's like most of the movie is like a prolonged rape scene. It's like Jesus, man, do we got to see this? You know?
Yeah, like there's no necessity to it. It's just to help evoke that emotion more from you. Like it kind of like it gives you that disgust, like you said, right? Like
yeah, it's cheap. You know, it's a cheap way to get something out of somebody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a cheap way to do it.
And like horror now, in my opinion, has stopped being scary, and they've confused horror with disgust. So like they just make it really gory, and they're thinking of, "Gee, we're freaking you out." It's like, no, you're just grossing me out. You're not scaring me.
Yeah. And it used to be like all about like jump scares and such, and even that was weird out. Even people got tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm someone that likes cheesy horror from like the 80s. So like I like the Sleepaway Camp.
Hello?
Whoa, Dan.
I did not.
Completely just like
I'm afraid this is going to turn into a horror movie, Laurel.
Yeah, like there we go. I hex Dan.
But like I completely got thrown off by like his echo.
It's like the Toby scene in Roots. How long do they really have to whip Lamar?
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's a good one. Looking Lives Matter. Your name is Toby.
This is wrong.
It's Kutakite. I saw that in Spanish.
Where's this going?
I saw it in Spanish.
Titties.
Titties,
Okay.
great big titties.
All right.
Let's
and
not go to
big
roots.
thighs.
What'd you say, Grimmer?
I said, and big thighs. I like the thighs.
Right? Thick thighs save lives, girl.
Yeah, because Grimmer's got it going on.
Yeah.
You do got it going on.
Yeah, thanks.
You have things or things?
I said thanks.
Oh, okay. You're like, I
I
have
thought you
things.
said
I'm
you
like,
had
I know.
things. Things.
Yes, yes, things.
Who's got a cat crying?
Me.
Will.
Of course.
Jason, you're all quiet. Do you have an opinion on any of this?
No, not really.
Do you just not watch movies that are...
No, I mean, I just expect certain things when I go into a movie. You know, if I'm going to see a comedy, I'm going to expect to laugh. If I go to see a war movie, I'm going to expect violence and rape and sex. It just happens in war.
Okay.
It just happens in war. I mean, it
Yeah.
happens in war. It's a reality of war. You can't
Sure.
get around it.
I mean, it's true. That's very
So,
true. Like it
I
is.
mean, yeah. So that's just. I mean, but I can understand it being very, very, and it is very, very extremely off-putting. I'm not saying it isn't,
Unsettling.
but you know, it's part of it. Sadly enough.
I'm trying to think of that movie with Brad Pitt.
Which
It's
one?
a war movie.
Fury?
Fury?
Yeah, where they're tank.
Yeah, it's Fury
Operation-
with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, okay, so like the scene where they're at the house, right? And like he tells him to take the girl into the bedroom because he might not find another clean one, and like all the guys are out celebrating because they took over the town. Like, and then the guys come in and they see the young girl and they're like, so when do we get our turn? And I mean, they're just very feral, very just kind of grotesque, right? Like the young guy is kind of clean cut and well put together. Where
And they
the
kind of crash the party because they're kind of like connecting a little bit, you know?
yeah, like it really connects the idea of war, though, right? Like war is not a boy's game; it's a man's game, and part of that is rape and brutality.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows that in that scene. Like he's so brutal. The guy that played in Walking Dead that played Shane, he's
John
just
Bernthal, yeah.
John
Like-
Bernthal, the Punisher.
every time I see that scene, my stomach goes in knots and I want to puke.
That's
I'm
funny
like,
because I got the same feeling. I don't like watching that movie because that scene weirds me out.
he's disgusting, right? Like it's like
He's
ugh.
like, yeah, when he's like licking the egg, remember?
Yes. Oh, it's like the worst scene ever for me. Ugh. Like, don't lick an egg. That's gross. But yeah, like that it evokes that emotion, right? It's something like that evokes the emotion for me because I'm like, he's gross. He's disgusting. I wouldn't want him touching me. I wouldn't want him within 10 feet of me. And so,
You know, it's interesting you say that because as men, we watch movies like that and we're having a different response to it, which is a protective response, right?
Yeah.
Or a fear response because we don't want to get killed. But you know, women, they have a different set of, you know, in addition to being killed, a different set of fears, right?
Right.
right.
You know what I mean? I could never understand that because I'm not a woman, right? You know, it's just not going to occur to me.
Are you
know?
saying it's like more like a more maternal response?
No, I'm saying, like, for example, Lola just said when these guys walk in the room and I'm in the room, I'm not worried about getting raped. I'm worried about getting killed, right? Like, 'cause I'm a man, right? She's worried about either getting killed or raped,
Right.
or getting maybe taken as a sex partner, you know, a sex slave,
Mhm.
right? That's possible,
So
you know. So these are not things that occur to me.
Trap.
That occurs to me because I'm protective of a woman. You know what I mean?
Well, the part that disgusted me was it was like, so you had this really sweet scene between the younger guy and the female, right? The young female that's playing the piano, and like he goes in and he has sex with her, right? Like it's not love or anything like that. It's simply sex, but it's like a sweet moment between two people during a war, like a
Yes.
war moment.
I believe
Yeah.
the character was a virgin. The guy, the
Yeah. And so it's like a very sweet moment, and all of a sudden it's completely torn apart by these
Yeah.
guys that come in who are drinking and celebrating because
And
they've
looting.
murdered these people and they've taken this town, and you can tell they're, like I said, they're feral, they're vicious, they're they've been through war. And so it's like you can see the difference there in that one scene, in like the innocence that's lost versus what takes over.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very disgusting. It's not a fear for me, it's a disgust. It's like,
Yeah, it's disheartening. It's very, very
yeah,
unsettling to look at.
yeah, like it makes me, it's cringe to me. It's
To even
very
think about
cringeworthy
that,
to me.
it's
Like
very
I'm just
unsettling.
like I said, I wouldn't want him within 10 feet of me
Mm-hmm.
just because of how disgusting he is.
Right.
Like, I couldn't imagine being the actress that had to play next to him because I'm sure he smelled gross.
Grimmer, you've seen Fury, right?
Nope.
Never seen? Oh, I could have swore you told me you saw Fury. I was going to ask you. What do I mean? You kind of put together the scene we're talking about. I mean, what do you think?
I don't fucking know.
I'm just not. I'm not super big. Like I've seen Platoon. I've seen the older war movies. Or oldish, like Full Metal Jacket stuff. I'm not huge into war movies. Tuskegee Airmen, that was cool. Like when it's stuff like historical stuff, I find that fascinating.
Well, Fury
But
it's a World War II film.
I mean, like actual events that transpired.
Are
Not
you
just
are you are you you're not referring to Red Tails, are you?
the one with
No, they
Lawrence
did
Fish-
one about the Tuskegee Airmen.
The
Yeah, but then no, there was a similar film that was directed by George Lucas.
the one with
called
Lawrence
Red
Fishburne
Tails.
in it. I didn't see Red Tails. I saw the one with Lawrence Fishburne.
It was an
Okay.
HBO film.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
But Grimmer, do you have movies that evoke that kind of
movies.
emotion from you? Like when you're watching it, you're like, ugh.
None come to mind at the moment. Yeah. I'm sure, yes, I've felt that way before.
I don't know. I feel a disconnect. I know it's fake. If it were actually happening in front of my eyes, yeah, I'd be horrified.
Mhm.
But it's fake. Now, when it's an actual event, like look at The Accused, that's a twisted movie, but it's real. That actually happened. That's messed up.
Mhm.
Well,
I don't
like,
know. I just when I know things are fake, I'm just like, okay, it's fake.
well, like I know it's fake, but I kind of enjoy movies that can evoke those kind of emotions, right? Because those are the stuff that I remember, and that's the stuff that like it's really hard to, because I'm so desensitized. I'm so desensitized to shit because of like
Mhm.
the stuff that I've watched. So it's like if you can evoke that kind of emotional response from me, I'm like, hell yeah.
As if for Lola, it just kind of gets to the point where she forgets that you know those are just actors. They're just acting out a scene. It's not it's not actual real, but it shows a power in that scene and how much it can evoke an emotion from Lola like that.
I'm not saying. Yeah. I get how it does. I'm just saying when it comes to me,
Mhm.
I'm not as. I'm more struck by emotional things like yeah, that dad's really proud of his son. Stuff like that. Then I'm like, oh,
See.
that's so sweet. It's like the caring type stuff really hits more home with me than the
Oh, I got a story for
horror
you then,
stuff.
Jason.
Like, hold on, like Rudy. Rudy,
yeah.
man, that tugs at your heartstrings, man.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That hits you.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
however, Rudy is like one of the only films where men are allowed to cry in. If I'm ever joking about that.
Oh, there's a Leah in my chat. What's up, Leah?
Hello, Leah, friend.
Hey, Leah.
Leah.
So, what was your story, Lola?
So like when my little one was like, I guess about 3, maybe 4, we were watching a movie, right? And like she had never watched anything with death in it, really. Like, I mean, she'd seen horror movies and stuff, but nothing just like emotionally provoking. And there was a scene in this movie we were watching, and like a kid had been killed in it, right? And so like I think she was about 4, and she looked at me and she starts crying, right? And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, does that mean he doesn't get any more birthdays? And like I just started crying with her. Like it was like the sweetest, most touching moment. But like you don't realize how things like that can hit someone.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah, I
sweet
mean, well,
story.
because I think it's because children, are still innocent. They're still, I say, they're still talking to God, so they can see something they can see something much more abjectly true and more evil than adults can. You know what I mean? So I think if
Right.
it affects them more directly, they go, "Whoa, that person's gonna die and never have more birthdays. That's really sad." And
Well,
we're
like,
like, how many people die in car crashes every year, right? It's like,
well, like I said, she's never experienced death in real life at that point, and they were having like it wasn't a scary movie. It was just kind of like I don't know, like Jason was talking about, like like a dad being
Like
proud moment or
Bridge to
whatever, or
Terabithia or
movie.
something like that. Like Bridge to Terabithia. Like the
Yeah,
little
it was
girl
something
cry.
like
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
like the kid had died in it, and like they were doing like a memorial in the movie for him, and so they were releasing these balloons, and she was like, "So does that mean he doesn't come back? Does that mean he doesn't get any more birthdays?" And it just like it hit me. I was like, "Oh God." Like she understands death a little more than she did yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I don't know, it's just that emotional response from her just kind of. So I kind of get what you're saying with that,
Yeah. Just the things that tug at you.
And it sounds like it's like one of those times where it's like you can you can show like death to a younger audience. It's just how you handle it, really. And a lot of stuff, and growing up, a lot of stuff they've been able to teach, like older stuff, like death, like stuff like that, just to a younger audience, and they did it with class, and they had a lot of finesse to around it. So, that's what it sounds like to me. That it's a scene that was handled with a lot of class.
yeah. But like,
that's a good question.
what?
What's the last film that made you like actually cry?
Last film that made me cry. You go first.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that comes to mind, like I don't know if it's the last one, but the one that always comes to mind is Last Samurai.
It's a good movie.
Specifically, if you know the story, the idea is that there's rebel samurai against the modernizing Japan, and the emperor is on the side of is nominally on the side of the modernizers, and they're trying to wipe out essentially the samurai. And the rebel samurai was the teacher of the emperor, and they have a big battle, and he's killed, the rebel samurai leader, and Tom Cruise is left to kind of bring his sword to the emperor, who's his pupil. And what really struck me about the scene is you got the emperor standing there. He's a god. He's above all this in dignity. And he gets down, he grabs his sword, and he starts crying. And the first question he has is, was he alone when he died? Like that was his concern. Did he die alone? That really hits me every time. And you can see him kind of bawling when he does it, because he loved the man,
Right.
And he knows that they had this battle and they wiped him out, and it had to be done, I guess, in some kind of utilitarian way. But his concern was, I just didn't want him to be alone when he died. And I think it's a very touching moment because it shows a sense of honor and like filial piety and loyalty to somebody, and the fact that you can really love another man, you know what I mean, in such a way. Those kinds of things are very special to me.
I can get that. I can get.
Because these days, when you love another man, we're so stupid. We just say it's a homosexual thing. Oh, it must be gay, right? It's like, no, you can love another man for virtue. You know what I mean? And miss them for that reason. So that made me cry. That's the first thing that comes to my brain if you were to ask me. Usually displays of virtue and honor, and courage, morality. You know what I mean? Those things really get to me. Stupid, like sappy stuff doesn't get to me. Like that stuff doesn't get to me. What gets to me is those kinds of things.
So, like, The Notebook didn't make you cry?
I've never seen it.
You're not missing anything.
I've heard it while I was trying to sleep.
Yeah, you're
But I've
not
never
missing
seen it.
How did you go
good.
without watching The Notebook?
You're good, Will. You don't need to see it.
I mean, every girlfriend I've ever had loves The Notebook, but I've only heard one of them watching it while I'm sleeping, and then them start crying.
I cry every time I watch the end of that movie.
I
and
can
I'll
hear
tell
the,
you why.
while I'm trying to sleep.
I feel like you've told this story before.
I have. My husband's grandparents were World War II lovers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he'd went away to war, and at some point, I guess she maybe had found someone else during that time, and when he came back, like I guess she didn't expect him to come back, and but when he came back, he got his woman, right? And so in their old age, she had Alzheimer's, and he was on dialysis, and he had taken shrapnel through his body from different time that he was in the war, and so he had some health issues, and so I basically watched them as they deteriorated and when they passed away. And so that movie, every time I watch it, I think of my husband's grandparents and just like that love they had and how strong it was. It was so strong that like this woman couldn't remember her children, but she remembered her husband. Like she would ask me for her husband. And so like that movie just kind of hits me in the feels every time because of them, So, wait, is someone crying?
No, I'm snorting. So,
I heard
See,
sniffles, so I just.
I'm not
I had to
crying.
make
Look,
sure
you
it
can
was-
see me.
Who's
No,
cutting onions?
He's not
Who's
crying.
cutting onions?
But like every time I watch that movie, I think of his grandparents, and I just think of that love that they had that managed to surpass all that time. And it surpassed her losing her memory. It surpassed everything. It was that love, that just unrequited love that held them together. And so that movie just kind of captures that for me, I guess.
Well, it's a very beautiful, callback to it.
So, like, I didn't have that reaction to it until I met him and I met his grandparents. So.
And you, Grimmer, what made you cry?
Like a movie I recently watched? Is that what you're asking?
Or what comes to mind if I say a movie
The
made
last
you cry?
movie you watched that made you cry?
That's tough. I've been trying to think about it like this whole time, and I have no idea. I watched a biography on Roddy Piper like 2 days ago, and it made me cry.
Yeah, he's the
Well, there you
man.
go.
Because he's
I
the
mean,
man.
I got teary-eyed. I wasn't like crying like when I watched The Notebook, but it made me tear up a little bit.
What about Roddy Piper?
It was just a story, and then like towards the end, and he kind of just before he died in his sleep, he had this moment and kind of forgot what was going on, and I don't know. It just happened, Kay.
I'm just asking because it's part of the question.
Anthony said Brokeback Mountain gets him every time.
Cavalryman
Yes.
Che, yes, that did get me a while ago. That one got me.
Brokeback Mountain?
No, Cavatino Cavalryman Che. His comment.
Oh, this one?
Mm-hmm. If anybody's ever seen Highlander, you know the circumstances.
It's a good movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No idea.
The context there is that the character is immortal, and he meets a fellow mortal who kind of gives him some advice, and he says, "Look, dude, you're never going to die, but your wife is. So I suggest to spare yourself the pain and just leave her. Because I've been alive for 2,000 years. I've had 3 wives, and it sucked every time, right?" And he goes, "No," and he doesn't take his advice, and he stays with her. But he stays with her until she grows old, and he stays still the same age. And essentially, he stays with her until the day she dies.
Yeah, until she dies.
Yeah, and then he buries her, and kind of wanders off to become, a wandering immortal. But it's it's a very romantic scene. It has a very beautiful Queen song playing over it. Who Wants to Live Forever. It's a great scene. I think it's a very romantic section of the film.
I would never want to live forever.
Well, he unfortunately does, and that's when he suffers the consequences of what his mentor tells him. Right? He's like, "I told you, man, you should leave her. You're not gonna like what happens. It's gonna suck. Watching her die and you stay the same age. So
Leah says tears are like farts, better out than in.
Better out than in, I always say.
yeah,
What about you, Jason? When was the last time you watched? What was the last movie you watched?
Oh, a cry. Like, I don't really full out cry. Like what Grimmer was saying. Like, get a little misty. But it's like even anything like I don't know. It's just like whenever like like uh like I said, like the proud moments in movies, or even like because I watch TV shows where he's like, "Hey, I need to help my friend out, or he's gonna die." I'm like, "He's so brave," like he's his good friend. Please help him, like stuff like that. Like I don't cry, but it just gets to the heartstrings.
I cried at the movie Up.
Every woman
everybody
I know,
cries it up.
Yeah,
I didn't, but every woman I know says that.
I cried at the beginning of
Yep, I
Finding
know.
Nemo.
Yep.
Finding Nemo.
The beginning of Finding Nemo?
Yeah, when his boy gets killed.
Yeah. You mean when his boy gets lost?
No, when the mother gets killed. When the
Mother
mother
is the
gets
mother, yeah.
killed.
Oh, when the mother gets killed.
And I know exactly which part of Up you're talking about that made you tear up. And
I don't think I've seen Up.
It's a good movie.
Up's the movie where like they tie a bunch of balloons around the house and they go traveling to where the wife wanted to visit.
Oh.
It's a really good animated film. Oh my god. It's like one of the best last Pixar films ever. After that it was just all shit.
What are you talking about? Oh, the movie. I thought you meant the
Pixar.
movie. Yeah, Pixar.
I disagree.
I mean, that kind of brings in another thing, right? Like, I don't know if you guys get this, where you have a movie that is very good and you like it, but you don't want to watch it because it's exhausting. That makes sense? You ever have that?
No, I don't have a movie like that.
Not
I know what
that
you're
I can
talking
think of.
about, but it just doesn't happen.
I think we talked about this one night because I was
Right.
talking about Pan's Labyrinth and people were like,
Yeah, I remember now. Okay, yeah.
No. Like, you shouldn't want to watch a movie that, like, makes you that upset or talks about such a serious subject. And I was like, but I love Pan's Labyrinth. It's my favorite movie. Well, one of my favorite movies. It's by Del Toro, so I can't.
No,
Del Toro is king in my book.
And you watch in Spanish?
Mm-hmm. Actually, true story. I went to a Birthday Massacre concert that was in a club. It was in a nightclub. And they had Pan's Labyrinth playing on the wall the whole time.
Would you stop and watch it?
Actually, I kind of did. Well, like, because like, the band didn't go on till later that night. So, like, of course, you're, like, hammered and everybody's dancing to whatever. And, like, it's kind of like a rave because it was kind of like a goth nightclub.
Ugh.
And so it's like a rave, and you got like all these people in there. They're drunk and dancing around, and then there's Pan's Labyrinth on the wall. And I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna sit here and watch this while I drink my beer." Yeah.
That's definitely more entertaining than watching goths attempt to dance.
They weren't all goth. It was just that type of nightclub. Like, it didn't have like the crazy lighting and all that shit. It was just really dark and dank.
Wasn't nonstop Typo Negative in The Cure.
What's wrong with Typo Negative?
There's nothing wrong with them, but when you hear them for 7 hours straight, you kind of want to get sick of it and be like, hit a different station, please.
Peter still is God.
I'm not
when it
disputing
comes to
any
bands,
of this. Any of this, Lola. I'm just saying, you hear one type of band for hours on end, you're like, I don't care if you play Happy Birthday for an hour and a half. Switch it up.
Right.
No,
Where was
the
this?
Cure, the Cure is good,
just
but yeah, I
somewhere
could
in
get
my
tired
state.
of the Cure pretty quick. But it was interesting because, like, the way they had it set up is like they had one wall where everybody was video gaming, and then on the other wall it was like Pan's Labyrinth, and then it was this like a nightclub where they had this band that was coming to play, and it was like, I don't know, it was something different that I'd never been to.
I don't think I've ever been to a concert that played a movie or anything. I mean, maybe because I went to a lot of concerts in my life, and they can't remember if they ever did something like that. Because it was I don't know if you did this a little bit. It was like a moment in my life where it was like tons of concerts. I don't know, like it was like I don't know, like a phase, I suppose. And I don't think I ever saw anything like that. Maybe at the Palladium in Hollywood, they would do stuff like that. I don't know.
I didn't do a lot of concerts like as a youngster. I didn't go to my first concert till I was like 23, 22, 23.
Yeah, from like 17 to 25, went to a lot of concerts.
My first one, I think I was about 23. And then I went to a few more after that. And I don't know,
Yeah, a lot of Tool concerts I went
hang out
to.
at my house and like have
Did that.
people at my house. So as far as like going to clubs and bars and like venues, it's kind of not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I can drink and hang out. I can watch movies. I can play video games. I can chill out in my backyard. You know. So like having people at my house and like being able to like cook for them and do stuff like that, I enjoy that stuff. It's better than being in a big crowd. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Grimmer?
I went to a lot of concerts between 16 and 23. I had a lot of friends and bands and such.
What about now? Like, are you more go out and hang out in crowds, or would you rather just be at home with your friends?
I'd rather be home alone. I don't like crowds.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's just something like I did the whole nightclub scene when I was about 18, and it's just something about a bunch of sweaty, stinky bodies in one area that like everybody's touching everybody, and I don't know. It was really gross.
You don't mind it. Well, you don't mind it as much when you're young. It's when you get older, you're like, I'm really uncomfortable.
Well, I was 18.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have minded it, but I did. I was like, "Ooh, don't touch me."
Yeah, now I think back at it, when I would go to these Palladium shows, like that the Palladium is a very small club in Hollywood, and like you're standing and you're like shoulder to shoulder and you're sweating on each other, and I'm like, I couldn't stand that shit now. I would want to be like, they'd be disgusted. Like, I want to go home, you know? But what?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was finished.
I was just gonna say I do love live music though, and I very much miss going to see live music, and I hope it comes back soon.
I mean, there's a way. I mean, to not be in that situation, right, where you're like up against each other, right?
Well, yeah. I much rather just be home alone and away from everyone. But I enjoy a dive bar close by that always had live music, and I'd walk down there and just freaking dance and have a good time. And yeah, I very much miss it, and I'll go back. But it's a dive bar, so there's like max probably like 60 people there, and it's all older people. I'm probably one of the youngest that shows up.
Well, like I get the feeling that us females have a different experience when we go to say like a nightclub versus you guys.
Yeah.
Cause like I remember being 18 and being in a nightclub, and like I would have these guys like come up to me and like be grinding on me, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, get off me!"
All the time with me.
Feel a little poke coming through.
Yeah, it's like, get off me, or they'd be like, or they'd come up to you and they'd be like, "Hey, baby, I'll take you home," and you'd be like, "No, you won't. No."
Or they try to follow you into the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, those are the experiences us females get.
Happened to me all the time. Guys always following me into the bathroom.
That's funny, Jason. How many of them offer to take you home, though, after the bathroom?
After or before the BJ?
Well, that depends.
The answer's always yes, no, no.
Yeah, that's one thing too. I always, if I'm going out, especially if I'm alone, I always have my knife on me, and I'm usually wearing like baggier clothes so I don't cause any more. I don't know. I don't draw as much
Thirstiness?
attention. Huh?
You say you don't cause any more thirstiness?
Yeah, I guess so.
Excess
Like,
thirsty?
stay away from me. I'm here to drink and dance, and that's it. So
Yeah.
leave me alone.
So that's like the different experiences we have as far as males versus females. And that's why I'm like, yeah, don't touch me. Because you're sweaty and gross and you smell like alcohol, and it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad all around. I remember one night I went out and like I went through a whole night of that, right? And then I went to leave and like my car wouldn't start. And so like I was like trying to figure out what was going on with it. And like it was the radiator, right? And so like I took the radiator cap off and this guy comes up to me. He's just some homeless guy and he stole the cap to the radiator.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what? Like he's like, he's like, here, I'll help you. I was like 18 years old. Cell phones weren't a thing then. And so I was like, okay. And then like he just takes off. And I'm like, is he coming back? What the hell's happening? I remember driving that car home and it started overheating and I was like, okay, fuck this.
That's pretty funny.
I've had some interesting experiences, yo.
You should have put blinker fluid in it.
Is that a thing, Jason?
Blinker fluid.
Hey,
I'm not that dumb.
Just gotta put in that blinker fluid.
I grew up with a grandfather who was an auto mechanic, so I know
So you know all about blinker fluid then. You know all about it.
I'm just saying, those were the types of nights I had when I was like homeless living out of my car, which kind of sucked when you don't have a radiator cap.
Yeah, you need that. Just put a piece of aluminum foil over it, you'll be okay.
Anyway.
It'll be alright. Work, stupid thing. Thank you.
But yeah, so like I'd been to clubs with like movies playing and stuff like that.
No, they usually just play songs. Although I never really went to clubs. So I mean I did, but I would just sit at the bar while my friends tried to score.
And how'd that work out for them?
Fine, I guess. I didn't. Clubs weren't my scene. I like pool halls or something like that. I'm not a dancer. Big shock. But yeah. I mean, I hung out with the DJ. I'm not saying I didn't, do my fair share of things, but I just wasn't in the clubs. They go, let's go bar hopping. I'm like, no, let's not. Let's just go to one bar and just relax and chat it up.
Wookie, shut your mouth.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Maybe he's tired. Maybe he's tired. I said, but I'm tired. Oh, this stupid thing's not working. I'm worthless tonight. What?
Leah says that's why she always went to gay bars. Just fun dancing and the bartenders were straight, so lots of free drinks. I've never been to a gay bar. Any of y'all been to a gay bar?
No. I don't think so.
Nope.
Anyone?
I've been to a bar that had gay people in it. But no gay bar.
What about you, Will?
Not that I know of.
You haven't like accidentally wandered into one and been like, oh shit.
I mean, I've been to Gay Town, but I've never been into a gay bar.
Oh, yeah.
What is
Gay
Gay
Town?
A town where there's a lot of gay people.
Yeah, in LA we have Boys Town, which is about an entire borough of Los Angeles. It's completely gay.
Yeah, there's a place up here in Ohio like that.
It's called West Hollywood, but
predominantly gay, and I mean, it's just like it's not all 100%. It's just that's where there just happens to be a lot of the homosexual community. Just
West Hollywood is like concentrated with it just, and then every Halloween they have a parade, and that was funny. I mean, that's where all the girls wanted to go.
It's kind of like out of town. It's like
every girl I know always wanted to go there, like to watch that parade whenever they Halloween came around.
Yeah.
I mean, Plagle knows what I'm talking about. He knows about Boys Town.
He also knows about Visine blinker fluid.
He does. See, I told you. There's blinker fluid. Just gotta find the right kind.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of Boys Town.
Yeah, it's like the whole advertising changes. It's all, you know, there's rainbow flags everywhere. I mean, it's like you stepped on a gay planet.
It's literally like he stepped into another country.
Yeah, basically, it's like it's gay country.
Yeah, everybody's happy, polite.
So, and the police cars all have rainbows on them.
Yeah. They make great food.
Is that when you is that the moment you know when you have to like stop and turn back around?
No, they got great food there.
I mean, you got to go through. I mean, it's Santa Monica Boulevard, so you kind of got to go down that way.
So what's on the other side?
I mean, it's kind of like right next to Beverly Hills, so it's like adjacent to Beverly Hills.
I've never heard of that though.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you say gay town, I think San Francisco.
I was thinking like Portland, Oregon, or Seattle.
Right?
Yeah, the whole place is.
I mean, I guess that's just modern every day now.
Where Grimmer lives, it's like I Am Legend. It's like nobody around.
Oh Lord!
You get off the freeway and it's like
Only in the middle of the night.
yeah, that creeped me out, man. Like it's like not a poppin' city at all. You get off the. I was like, is everyone dead from the, you know?
Well, when like all the restaurants still close at 8 in the fucking afternoon.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the fuck? You know?
Ridiculous.
And then they close for heat.
It's like Saturday at night, and everyone closes at 8. Okay, sweet. Yeah, and then it's been so hot in Oregon, you guys. It's been like over 100 the last 3 days.
Yeah.
And so restaurants like stayed closed and didn't open because of the heat. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it sucked, man. I wanted to get a certain place by your place. I was annoyed.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, Goblin Girl.
What?
Went to a gay bar.
And?
It was actually for they were hosting a little party for my uncle who passed away at the time. When he was still living, he was hanging out. He lived in San Francisco and he was hanging out in the Mission District, so a lot of just like gay bars, just on like gay people. So yeah, they threw a little. Me and my dad, my cousin went to a gay bar that he used to go to, and they threw a little party just kind of to celebrate his life. So that was very nice, though.
But nice Goblin Girl, man.
Oh, I wouldn't say like she's a Goblin Girl, but she's got the same like physique though.
On the horns.
The horns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Goblin Girl's got horns. But yeah, it's looking good, man.
Yeah.
See,
you know what? It's the more I work on it, it's like it's supposed to be like not safe for work, but I'm just kind of detailing it and it's kind of easing my anger a little bit. It's easing my anger a bit, actually.
But Mikey, that looks a little safe though.
That's what I tell myself.
What's up, Michael?
I mean, granted, those boobas are like really, really big. They're thick. Not gonna lie.
That's what I tell myself. I'm pretty tame when it comes to the spicier stuff compared to my friends and people I follow. But
so you make it where I can still like buy it and put it on the wall.
Say it again.
You make it where I can still buy it and put it on my wall.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's probably a start. It's probably a start. I'll probably get into it more later. I just don't feel. It's just. I joked about this, and somebody said I totally should make like a separate account on Twitter just for not safe for work art. And I was like, I'm still thinking about it. I was like, yeah, maybe I could, maybe sure. But I was just like, for this one, like I said, I was just kind of. I just did it just because I was really angry and I needed to blow some steam off, and yeah. And it's funny thing is that like it's supposed to be not safe for work, and yet I'm putting a lot into it.
She's looking really good, man.
Thank you. I guess I can continue it now, because I'm already like into the details. But
Jen says he's been in more gay bars than straight bars.
but yeah, I was like, I don't want to admit to the fact
I'm not
that
surprised.
I don't want to admit to the fact that I got misty eyed at the ending of Furious 7.
What?
At the end
Yeah.
of what?
Furious
Any
7.
of the Furious movies? Seriously?
No, Furious 7 specifically.
But that was that the last Paul Walker one?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why.
Well, doesn't his brother just replace him and you don't actually know he's gone?
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, his brother Cody was digitally inserted. Yeah, basically digitally Cody fill in the rest of his roles because he did pass away at the time that they were filming Furious 7. So
I haven't watched any of those crap movies since like the third one. They lost me
enough.
when they got way too unrealistic.
I'm with you on that. I stuck around until 7, and then I just said I'm out.
How ironic, though. Poor Paul Walker. What a way to go after all those movies.
Sadly, yes. So yeah, it was just like, and then it wasn't just because of just because of Fury stuff. Just I loved him in a lot of other stuff as well, and him just being just a huge car guy himself. It was so that hit a lot of people. So let's see. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get going.
Good night, Jason.
Same here. I'm gonna call it a night too.
Good night, Makani.
What's happening here?
I have no idea.
You know what? I will leave you with a pleasant view of this. Okay, this will be your pleasant view.
You're off the hook. Jason's the one that scared me.
I know.
Right? Jason's.
I will leave you with a pleasant view of this, and maybe tomorrow I can work on it more. But I still got that Ruby piece to do, and I still got commissions to do. So I could probably just do off and on tomorrow. So, but yeah.
You get colored tomorrow?
No. This is pure inks right here. So it is nothing but ink, and I'm gonna detail the hell out of it. So that's what I do. That's what I love. I love
Good,
the medium.
man.
I love to ink. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. You have a great rest of your night.
Peace
And
out.
and guys,
Makani.
if you can, please just show as much love to Ords as you can. He definitely needs it.
I definitely will. You know I will.
I've been watching that go down. That's been bad.
Alright,
Yeah.
love you guys.
Later, man.
Your
Good
turn,
night,
Jason.
Yeah, I'm going.
Bye, Jason.
Jason.
Good night, Jason.
You're seriously like dogging out on us? Like you're just bye bitches?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm tired.
Alright. Bye bitches.
Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow on Topicals.
Hey.
Take
Oh
it
yeah,
back.
it's up this tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Everybody go check. Who's it on? Whose channel is it on?
It's on Luke's.
Go check out Death Metal Hero tomorrow night for topic list, y'all.
Yeah. I'll be redoing my Conan. So.
You're redoing the Conan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna draw a new one
Why?
because I wasn't happy with mine.
Did you tear the first one up?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
I tore
Do you
the
have Lola's
first.
address?
I tore the first two up. The third one is on the back of the one that I finished. So I did 4. They're all crap.
Jason.
I just wasn't happy with them. So it's nice everybody else liked them, but I didn't. So I could do better. But yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, Jason.
Night, Jason.
care,
Thanks for
Jason.
coming on, man.
Yep. You're welcome. Later.
Thanks.
And then there were 4.
But it's the good 4, right?
So Lola, what do you got for us?
I know we haven't even touched one of my topics. We've just been talking about like movies and all kinds of craziness.
I mean, do you have any questions? Do you have any interrogative things you want to ask?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's legal.
Whoa.
Like, if it's like legally to ask.
I want to know now. It scared Michael T so much that he muted every part of himself. Now I want to know. Now I want to know.
I can still hear you, Dick.
You can't do that.
Do what?
Lola, she's like, I can't tell you this because it's top secret. It'll explode the world. I'm like, what?
No,
You know,
I'm just saying, like, yeah, there's tons of things I want to know about. I just don't know if I can ask everything I want to know about.
Feel free.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. And I know
I got
Grimmer
no
is
secrets.
like, what? Spit it out.
I'm going through. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go because, like,
You got a list of questions.
All the people she's met, she's got like on an individual paper on a clipboard. It's like, okay,
She
here's
is
goals, here's
she is a
goals.
psychologist.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to
Tell
go.
me about your mother.
Tell me about your mother. It's gonna get into like some psycho stuff. Norman Bates.
Well, I mean, if the story's any good, yeah.
God, I would hope not. Like, I don't know if I could sit through a Norman Bates like mama story from like a person in real life.
I don't know. Low Specs had an adventure. Walked into a Chicks with Dick strip club in Okinawa by accident.
Right? I saw that.
And Wookiee reiterates, there are no chicks with dicks, there's just dudes with tits.
You're killing me, Lola.
I'm going.
Will's
What do you-
falling asleep again.
Will's always falling asleep.
I know, right?
It's
What's
all
that?
that
I was wondering
sunshine
about
you
that.
get.
Is that narcolepsy or like...
What do you
Narcolepsy.
mean?
Yeah.
He gets up at like the ass crack of dawn every day.
Thank you for putting that in. You know,
Like freaking, what, by 6 usually?
yeah.
So I was going through and I found 11 women shared their weirdest sexual experiences. And the first one was the sheep were watching.
What?
The sheep were watching.
So she said she got dry humped by a giant 18-year-old farm boy, and at the foot of the mountain, there was at least 20 sheep in attendance.
Slap his balls.
Got dry humped? Oh boy.
Yeah. An 18-year-old farm boy. But the sheep were watching, so I mean, does that make it like some weird furry thing?
That's weird.
Oh no.
Is that how farmer exhibitionism works?
Maybe.
Find out now on onlyfarmers.com.
Is that really a thing?
What?
Yeah, that's...
Farmers only?
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
It's like
Do
one of the
farmers
original
actually
dating
use
sites.
it?
What?
I don't know.
Because most of the farmers I know are just like not tech savvy enough to even know how to like.
Like, I
Turn
don't
on
talk
the
to
computer?
people, so I don't know.
Just saying. Seems a little odd.
They slap his balls.
Yeah. They do for a while. He was really into getting slapped in the balls. Like, that just sounds painful.
It is extraordinarily painful.
I mean, does nobody have like a weird sexual experience you want to share?
No.
Like
Don't
the
think I've ever had
weirdest.
a weird one.
You've never met anything like weird in your life that's been like,
I mean,
whoa.
what do you consider weird?
Furries are weird.
Okay, no. I've
Okay,
never
so it could be
considered
something
it
I've
like
seen,
that.
not that I've done.
Yeah, you don't have to give a personal story.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, this one time.
This one time at band camp,
It's like a flute somewhere.
French horn, actually, it was incredible. I had never seen a display like that in my entire life, and I've never been as impressed to this day.
of what?
The French horn.
he wanted to drink my
God
breast
damn it,
milk.
Frog. And Cavatino. To hell with both of you.
I had sex and phone sex at the same time.
That's what it says. I find stuff like this interesting and funny sometimes. I don't know, maybe it's a female thing. What about you, Grimmer? Do you like stuff like this?
I don't really pay attention.
You don't pay attention. I don't know. I like to hear other people. I like to read other people's experiences. It makes me feel like less like a weirdo.
What watched him stick a metal rod up his penis.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
I'm going over to the
Like, that's
chat
a real
now.
thing.
Good night, Crystal Lee.
He roared like a lion.
That'd be
I
kind of
briefly, casually dated this guy, and during the one time we had sex, he started roaring like a lion.
That'd be terrifying.
I'd be like, what the hell's wrong? I'd have to stop and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing that?
Are you okay?
I mean, is that like the equivalent of like a fake female orgasm?
Oh.
Like
Like
a
when
guy
a
faking
female
it?
picks it?
I don't know if he can fake it because you guys can see it.
The
No,
guy-
guys can fake orgasms.
Well, yeah, but you
I've
guys
totally
can
done
go.
it.
You can go look. You didn't do nothing.
Well, I mean, same with a female. I mean, if you don't get like super wet, then obviously you didn't come.
Right. Obviously, the job wasn't finished. And if she gets really, really loud and it's just overly obnoxious, she's faking it, buddy. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
If it's getting to like porn level loudness, that's a fake orgasm. There you go. Female secret.
Well,
You're
Just
welcome.
outed.
I'm glad. Good to know.
Yeah. We have a ton of them. We just don't share them.
So do we.
He had a giant.
No, men don't have any secrets. Like, y'all just put it all out there and you're just like, here, take it or leave it. That's why, that's the difference in males and females, right? Like,
I am sorry for the relationships you've had.
why?
I mean, not like I'm not sorry for them because of you. I'm sorry for you because of them.
No, I'm just saying, like men just put it all out there. They don't play the games like we women do, right? Like, so, like, we're more manipulative and we're more secretive in how we play our games. Men are more like, fuck it, this is me. Take it or leave it, bitch.
Actually, no, I'll say this. I should applaud you because you've clearly never had a guy worry about faking it before.
No.
And when guys do it, it's usually because she's being a cold dead fish, straight up, or something like that. The guy has become bored with the situation and just wants it to end. Oh, Phil's here. We have to start over.
I'm so glad that Leah's bringing this up because I did see this, Leah. Someone pointed me in the direction of this because of my 1K promise.
Yeah.
So,
It's not just furries, though, right? It's like anyone who puts a costume on
let me see if I can find where I...
and makeup and prosthetics and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like a blind dating show,
yeah.
but they're dressing up like furries
Uh-huh.
and weird shit.
Yes, very weird.
This is where it started, Phil. You asked us to start over. You asked for the furries.
So, furries react to
Yeah, I feel
Netflix.
like that don't look like furries to me.
Um,
Yeah,
This
it
looks
seems too overly
Broadway.
produced.
This looks more
Well,
like
this
Broadway.
one is an owl, I think.
Furries typically just put on a shitty suit, like a Disneyland suit.
And
Yeah,
the
it's
one
a
on the
full
right is clearly
body.
some kind of dinosaur.
But what caught me about with this Rolling Stone article was it's furries reacting to the show.
They're probably like, oh, they sold us out, those bastards. They're
Yeah.
making fun of us. How
Yes.
dare they?
What are you guessing? Where are we at? Yes.
I'm really
Well-
confused about what I'm looking at here. There's an owl, a dinosaur, and what appears to be zombie George Washington with tits. Is that what I'm seeing?
You hear about the one on the left?
Looks like a witch.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be a witch.
That counts as a furry?
Well,
That's
let's
not
read
a
through
thing.
it. Let's read through it and discuss, right? Since like I've got to don a freaking furry suit at 1K here, like let's discuss this and see what furries think about this kind of stuff. So, thanks to the popularity of shows like The Masked Singer and Love Is Blind, there's been an explosion of content in the genre that can best be summarized as people hiding their faces and doing things. Like a furry. The latest entry is Netflix's Sexy Beast. A dating show in which the contestants don prosthetics and makeup to conceal their faces. And apparently there's a trailer. I guess that's this
Oh
thing.
god, a dolphin.
I want to get married. I want to have babies.
Oh Lord, I can't listen.
I want to get married. I want to have babies.
Wait, I
It
ran
looks
across
like-
this video. I thought
it-
it was like this fake commercial for something. Oh
It looks like the island of Dr. Moreau.
It's
Oh.
freaking terrifying.
Why? Why would you agree to do this? This is ridiculous. Dressing up in some weird prosthetic
And
bullshit's not gonna like.
And
And
Satan.
actual Satan.
That tells you everything you need to know about the show, doesn't it? That there's Satan in it.
Yeah, it tells me I don't want to watch it. I really want to go cancel Netflix now.
I canceled it way
Mhm.
before the cooties or whatever it was. But you know,
I
when
wanted
there's
to cancel it, but we don't have anything else really around here, so.
yeah, the cooties was
Fucking
the
Mandrill?
one of the last straws.
It depends on the day of the week when I have it. I'll put it to you that way.
That show's gonna give children nightmares.
It
hope
gives
they're
me
not.
Oh my
nightmare.
god.
I don't think it's meant for
Catch
children.
It, Goodrich.
That's terrifying.
I think adults have to watch this.
It says the trailer prompted an outpouring of both mirth and genuine discomfort on social media.
No shit.
It's
For
fucking
many
weird.
delighted in the weirdness of the prosthetics and moments like a man dressed as a beaver, dramatically intoning as first, personality second. But there was one community in particular that garnered a lot of attention. Furries, with many commenting on the trailer seeming to be borrowing the community's singular aesthetic. So I feel like there's going to be an uprising over the show. Like the furries are going to come out in full force and be like, no, this is not proper representation of our community.
Yeah, and then it'll get canceled like everything else.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
like when
I look them square in the eye and ask, what does represent your community then?
that's what Chez got it on the head. Yeah, Mom, she was dressed as Satan, and I knew she was the one. kind of reminds me of how I felt about Grimmer.
Oh, haha.
Oh
My
my
dress
god.
is Satan. You
Why?
You're Satan's mistress.
Yeah.
Why do they keep coming up with this weird shit that nobody wants to see or care
Because
about?
Satan is in it. That's why.
You just want to poison our brains even worse than they're already freaking far gone. We're so fucked.
Lola, Satan's in it.
I realize that, but I'm just
what
saying.
else do you need?
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
they're not
you're
marketing
right.
this as a straight comedy, they're off the mark.
I mean, this is in the Little Nas era, right? Where Little Nas
this what
lap
happened to
dancing on
MTV?
Satan. I mean, they're all doing it. I mean, you've seen that Little Nas video, right? Like where he's lap dancing Satan and he kills Satan and becomes Satan. You've seen that?
The what?
That Little Nas video.
This is the same
There's
rapper
a
that
Little
put
Nas
blood
now?
in shoes.
Yeah, there's a
right?
Little Nas, and he's like lap dancing Satan, and I'm like, look at them, they all want to be Satan. They're all worshippers. And he was
Phil
selling
agrees with Grimmer. He says they're hotter than furries.
I didn't say they're hotter than furries.
Uh-oh. Just
Why
saying.
doesn't Phil come in here?
that.
Right?
Actually,
Phil could come
Wookiee-
in here and give his 2 cents on it, but he's too afraid.
I don't blame Wookiee Lives Matter because Elizabeth Hurley looked smoking hot like that. So I don't blame her
Right?
because I watched that movie many times for Elizabeth Hurley.
There's
Liz Hurley
there's
looks
a
smoking
difference
hot
in being
now.
Elizabeth Hurley from Bedazzled and being dressed in some prosthetic nonsense that just
Yeah.
looks ridiculous.
Because she was actually sexy in that film.
Well, and she didn't have a prosthetic face.
Exactly.
I mean,
So whoever you met at the Halloween party was probably smoking hot,
big difference, Wookie. Big difference.
and hopefully he didn't cheat on her with a prostitute like her husband did at the time.
Mhm.
With a $5 rock hoe.
He said it was a
I mean,
killer
it's-
dress.
It's better than
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
She was dressed like Satan from Pick of Destiny, you know?
Leah says Netflix loves a bad dating show. Marriage or Mortgage was rough too. So I guess that was a show, Marriage or Mortgage? What kind of show was that?
Sounds
Either you
terrible.
get married or you sell your house. I don't know.
You buy a house or you get married?
How about you just sell your wife and buy a house?
I need Leah to
Word.
come in here and explain this one.
Crazy.
Fucking furries. Just kill them all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Disavow that one.
Whoa, Captain Eugenics, calm down now.
I just felt the murdering of anyone.
Why don't you just burn the suit and we can like
There we
exercise
go.
assault?
Can we just burn the suits already? They smell bad.
Actually,
they're
I want to
ugly
kill.
and
I want to
gross.
kill the suit, not the person.
Okay. We
I
have,
think
we
the
have
suit's
to, we
actually
have to
That's
just
fair.
we have to verify that one for YouTube purposes as well.
because the suit is actually alive and evil.
It's just weird. Like furries are weird to me. Are they not?
Well, they're like the symbiotic suit from Venom. So I think they actually have some kind of like, evil property to them.
No, it's worse than that, Will. It's worse than that. They go around humping everything in these weird furry suits
Including animals,
and trees.
trees.
Yes. They hump each other. They hump trees. They hump everything. It's weird and gross. Stop.
All you need is a hole.
Yeah, but I'd like a comfortable one.
A hole is a goal.
Not one you can get splinters from.
No,
Stephen Walton.
I mean, there's some that are better than others, and there's some that are the greatest. You know, and there's some that are horrible. I'm sure a tree is in that category.
Okay,
There's
so
a word for this. Dendrophilia.
There you go.
ugh. Don't ever say that word again. That word makes me just want to go bleh,
Dendrophilia.
bleh. So apparently the marriage or mortgage is you pick the house or the wife.
You always pick the house.
Men don't have a dream wedding. We just have the honeymoon.
Well, like my thing is this: like you're gonna pay as much for a wedding as you would a house. So why not? Why not take
What?
the house and then you can just have the woman later?
I don't get that part of it though. I never have. Like, why do you have to have the $15,000 wedding?
Yeah, it sounds like a waste of money.
Seriously?
Seriously, why?
Yeah, we just go to City Hall.
Because it's that one day when a woman gets to dress up and all the attention's on her and she's supposed to be beautiful and all like.
And that can happen without the Louis Vuitton.
But we're
gift
women.
bags for
It
every
doesn't
guest.
happen that way, Michael T. We're
You can
women.
just have a family gathering in the backyard.
We're irrational that way.
I rented out a space in the park, and we had a bunch of friends there. We brought some chairs. We played the Imperial March. You know.
The women that have to have those kinds of weddings are the high maintenance women that like
Care more
are
about the wedding than
ridiculous.
the husband.
Yeah, like they don't care about the man that's gonna be at the end of the aisle. They care about like all the material shit that comes with it.
Nah, no thanks.
And there are women like that.
Yes.
They're just way too high maintenance. Like
Yeah.
chicks need to like wake up and realize that there's more to life than that one day. Like right now, I'm surrounded by women that want babies and they don't care where they get them from. It's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's
Like, stop. Just stop. Like, if you're gonna choose a baby daddy, at least choose one that like is right for you and that you know it's gonna work. You know. They're like, no, we just want the baby. We want the baby. We don't care about where it's coming from.
that's terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the $5,000 dress you wear once.
Well, I mean, I guess in their mind, it's the dick they use once to get pregnant, and then bam, throw the man away and keep the baby.
Oh no!
I'm
they don't
assuming
throw
these
the man
women
away.
can.
They go after the child support at that point.
Yeah, if
That-
they just want a baby, why don't they just go get a sperm donor so they can pay for everything themselves since they don't need the man?
I have met women that have done that.
Yeah, hey, if you
They
can
just go
afford it,
in, they choose their number, and they're good to go.
yeah, that's what you really want. And you can afford it, and the rest of us don't have to pay for it.
But see, like the problem is women like that make the rest of the female population look horrible. Because then men start thinking, oh, well, all women are this way, and that's not how it is.
No.
there are plenty of us women out there who don't give a shit about like that wedding dress and that wedding day. We do care about who's at the end of that aisle. There are women out there who give a shit about, who's going to give them a baby. Like, you just have to find that one, and nobody wants to take the time to find that one. So, it's about impatience and, like, immediate gratification.
Yeah.
It's about expectation and what the norm is, you know.
And
I'm
self-centeredness
this
and
old.
entitlement.
I'm this old. I should have to have a husband and a kid by now, and
And usually that's a lot of, like, at that point, though, it's usually a lot of familial pressure. Because, you'll like, see grandma, right? And she's like, well, why ain't you got a husband yet? You're, like, 40. And they're
I've
like,
seen that conversation happen. Yeah.
So thankful my family isn't like that.
yeah, I'm too mouthy. I'd be like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
To your own grandma.
Probably, if she said something like that. And I did have a grandmother who probably would have said something like that.
My grandma, one of my grandmas has recently started like trying to be more in my business, and I'm just like, just don't want to deal with it. Leave me alone. Because I'm the only cousin on my mother's side that doesn't have kids or never been married or nothing. And all of them, they're all married and they all have multiple children, and yeah. Then
you
there's
won't be
me.
fulfilled until you have kids.
Wiki says, ain't no coochie worth 7 months of your salary on a tiny rock. I guess I got Wiki started. Guess I better find something else for us to talk about. Because once Wiki gets going, he doesn't stop.
Will got really quiet.
Well, what's your thoughts on the big wedding?
I think I prefer something intimate with your family. A couple witnesses. I mean, it's all up to the woman. It's really her day, not really the man's. So.
But see, that's why women think that they should have these big, like, $30,000 weddings, is because they're told. I mean, we're told from like little bitty ages, right? That like that's the day for us. It's our day. It's our choice.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, obviously, I would be a little bit more opinionated on that front. But in terms of like whether or not she wants to do it or not, just do the city hall and have a gathering, I'd let her decide that. It's up there. I don't care either way. I care about getting married. So I really just say, hey, do you want to have this thing with a family, or do you just want to go to city hall and be done with it, or do you want to have like a reception afterwards? What do you want to do? I'd leave it up to her, because it really is her day, in that sense. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, if she goes like, oh, blah, 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 I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
But what do you think about these women that have like $30,000-$40,000 weddings?
Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
I mean,
There's
that's
no
a
point
car
to that.
right there. That's a brand new vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, why
like
not put that into a house?
Right?
I feel like they've fallen for some kind of, consumerism trap at that point.
Or if you're going to spend some money, if you need to spend some money one time, then fucking put it in the honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Like do something fun, I guess, for your honeymoon. You know what I mean? Like at least get something of lasting value out of it. A wedding, I think it doesn't need to have that. I think you can just have it, your family, and it could be very inexpensive.
Right.
Well, did you just see that story? Actually, Lola might have been the one to post it. I'm not sure about that chick who left a guy and went to stay with her parents because she found out the $20,000 3.6 carat diamond that he got for her was lab grown instead of natural. And I'm like, it's still a diamond. And she was like, oh no, I can tell when it's on my finger that it's different and inferior.
Well, it's
And
counterfeit.
she wanted him to go back and trade it in for a real one.
That's crazy.
Like, carbon is carbon, y'all.
I wouldn't want a lab-grown diamond.
Glasses forever.
Wait, so is cubic zirconia? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, a pubic zirconia? Yes.
Cubic.
I'll just if I ever give one to Grimmer, I'll just get one of those those popsicle rings and just or like a lifesaver and
pops.
just suck it to the right size and put it on her finger and say, "There you go."
Ring pops are badass. I love ring pops.
Yeah, I'll give her a ring pop and say, "Here's a promise ring."
Well,
See,
I mean-
you'd be happy with that, you know.
See, with me though too, is if I want a diamond ring, I can buy my own. I don't need someone else to buy me a ring.
That's not the point, though, of the ritual.
I know.
Yes, we all know how self-sufficient you are and wonderful and amazing and
Well-
self-subservient being. You know what I mean? You're the unmoved mover.
Mm.
We understand.
He just makes me sound all high
But
and
like
mighty.
us talking about this made me think of this article I had pulled up earlier, where this chick, like her ex hid to dodge child support, so she catfished him, and now he owes like 16.5K pounds.
That reminds me of something very eerie.
What?
Nothing.
What? The hell are you talking about?
No, I'm just getting around.
So apparently this guy got this chick pregnant, and so like he ditched her and he went into hiding. And so she basically went and like catfished his ass to find him. And the idiot came out of hiding.
She got him.
She got him.
So he
Well,
went to
then-
prison.
Wouldn't he have to get like a test and everything to prove he was the dad?
No, I think she pretended to be another woman and
Well, right,
lured him
but-
out.
Anyone can get a chick pregnant. Like, how does he know it's his?
It's probably a foregone. It's probably at this point it was foregone conclusion. He probably knew and then ran off. You know,
He was the last one in the gangbang, man.
like he fired his stuff in there.
He came last.
Like, bitch, I have no idea what you're talking about. Leave me alone until you actually have a test and proof. Then they're like, oops.
I've made that oops before.
So
Mm.
she found him through a fake Snapchat. What?
That's how they do it.
Holy shit. So if any of you have any, like, little hell spawns out there that you don't know about, or that you do know about and you're dodging, don't get a Snapchat.
That's funny.
It's crazy, like, stupid. Like, if you're in hiding, why the fuck? I don't know. Talking about all, like, the crazy stuff women do, I swear.
Because you're all mean.
We're mean.
You're all mean.
How are we
Just insane,
mean?
I think.
I mean, women do some crazy shit, though, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the worst guys do is those Florida man stories you read about. You know, you got women catfishing dudes 3 states away, you know?
yeah, like, women are crazy like that. Like, we get really into our emotions and, like, we're like, you know what? You know what would really fuck up his ass? If I went and made a fake Snapchat and found his ass. It's like, oh shit.
You guys, why are you guys such assholes?
Why are we such assholes?
Yeah.
Because of men.
What do we do?
What don't
You're
y'all do?
What?
I said, what don't
We
y'all
don't
do?
know because you won't tell us.
Exactly. I mean, if you just tell us, we can fix the situation.
Look, we start the game, but y'all continue the game. And so the games that men and women play, it becomes like a jumble of emotions that, especially like nowadays, right? With like this millennial generation, like people don't know how to effectively utilize their emotions. And
Mhm.
people don't know how to be grown-ups and sit down and have like actual conversations with one another because they're always like, well, if I say this, is this person gonna get upset with me? Or if they say that, am I gonna get pissed off? You know what I mean? Like it's like walking on eggshells all the time. It's like, what the fuck? We're all grown-ups. We should be able to have conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows how to be grown-ups in this situation because everybody goes back to like high school stages, and it's like trying to figure out how to function all over again, right?
When children are raised by children, there's really
Yes.
not a great way to end up.
Like, we have a whole generation of just like emotionally debilitated folks who don't know how to interact, who don't know how to socialize, who don't know how to sit and have a conversation, because all they've ever done is either sat in front of a screen, or they've dealt with parents that didn't teach them how to properly emote.
Raised by parents that don't know how to be parents. They only know how to be other children.
Right. What she said.
Current
I like her.
generation tries to be their friend instead of their parent.
Yeah, it's fucked up, and that's why we have so many fucked up children now. That's why when you're not ready to have a kid and be a parent, you shouldn't have them.
What? What? Wookie says burn her entire wardrobe in the front yard? What
the
is
first part
that
of this.
about?
Go back to
What-
comments.
Wookiee's off the deep end tonight.
Frog D says you can love women or you can understand them, but you can't have both.
This is what's a man told when his girlfriend cheats on him? Get over it and move on. What happens when a woman gets cheated on? She destroys his belongings because there's no physical consequences.
Mm.
And for the most part, that's true. Guys don't do the vengeful physical destruction petty shit for the most part. It's a generality.
That's because bitches are petty. That's how we're supposed to be.
No, because we won't fuck you up. And you know
Oh
it.
no. We will fuck your shit up, and then we will fuck the bitch up, and we will fuck your friends up too. That is the motto of a female. Like, okay, so I have a friend who's going through a situation right now with her husband, and she's a really smart woman, really like highly intelligent, but she doesn't know how to emotionally deal, I guess, in a way. And so like she's still trying to work through things with him, and they're older, right? Like he's 50, she's in her late 40s, and I'm like, girl, if it was me, all his shit be in that front yard, and it'd be gasoline on everything. Like Smokey the Bear wouldn't know what to do. And she's like, yeah, but that's not how I handle things. I'm like, no, girl, that's how you handle stuff like this. You burn his shit. Point blank. And so, like...
And the guy should do the same thing if the female cheats.
Right. Like, I totally agree. Take her shit out on the front yard, pour some gasoline on that shit, and watch it burn.
Wookie, because it's wrong to spin
I
a bitch's
mean,
head around.
it's kind of like women can step up in a man's shoes, right? Like a woman can beat up a man, but a man can't hit back. It's that same thought process.
That's because we
Well, he
destroy them
can.
instantly.
Because what?
Because we destroy them instantly.
Not necessarily. I've seen some women that could probably destroy a few men.
I'm talking about the generality of the situation. I mean, yeah, there's Gina Carano out there and shit, and Chris Cyborg. But, like, even if they beat up the guy would probably end up in jail.
Here's the thing. Even when women beat up men, the men still get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
It's a double standard that we live in our society.
Hi, Clayton.
Wait, there's a Clayton?
Yeah, Clayton's in.
Where's Clayton?
HowToDrawComics.net. One comment up.
Oh,
So
what up,
close.
Clayton? I can drop you a link if you want to come on. But yeah, like there's just a double standard in society, and we females tend to get away with a lot more
And
than
it's
you
bullshit.
guys when it comes to stuff like that.
That is bullshit.
What do you mean? You want to elaborate?
No, just backing up Michael T on that. It's bullshit that we can get away with so much more because we have vaginas.
But it's the power, right? It's that P power that we have. And a lot of women don't understand it, and they don't know how to harvest it for good. And that's why we end
I
up
don't think
with...
it can be. I think it can only be used for selfish reasons.
No, Michael T. The pea power can be used for good. I am not
Citation
discouraged.
fucking needed.
Huh?
Citation fucking needed.
I didn't say there was any studies done on it.
I need
But-
an example here.
We could find some, I'm sure.
I mean, if it exists, I'm sure it's an outlier.
Wolverine.
Wait, Wolverine hasn't been in the chat either, has he?
No, just
Not
now,
only
I
do women
think.
get away with unreasonably vile shit, they're encouraged to do unreasonably vile shit while other women cheer them on.
Right? I had this conversation with my mom one night, right? Like, because we were talking about her generation versus my generation, right? So, like, we'll go back to even my grandmother's generation. Her generation of females put up with men who cheated on them, beat on them, treated them like trash, and they still had to be, like, loving, devout wives that made dinner, the whole 9 yards.
And I'm not saying that shit was right either.
Well, like, my mom's generation watched those women growing up, and they were like, okay, we're not putting up with this shit, right? So you ended up with more divorces. But then, like, my generation watched my mom's generation, and we were like, oh, no, we ain't doing none of that. Like, that's when you end up with a generation of females that don't cook, don't clean, don't take care of, like, kids or anything else. That's why you got more dads raising children than you do moms now. Because you finally have a generation of women that are just like, they quit, right? And now we've started just completely gender swapping everything. Because somebody has to step up and take care of things.
Wookie, if you've got a citation for that, I want to check it out.
The majority of convicted female sex offenders are free and working in the public. I mean, he makes a good point. He really
Like,
does.
If that's a true statistic, I want to see that.
Frog G. You're a frog. You can't have cats. I don't even know if you can have wine.
That's speciesist.
I'm just saying, the cat would eat him. Wolverine, the most jaded, bitter, pessimistic you can be while somehow still being romantic. Shrugs. But see, that's the thing. Like, it's by design. Men and women are supposed to cohabitate. We're supposed to date. We're supposed to be married. It's by design, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've created a world where men don't want to talk to women, women don't want to talk to men, and so everyone's living separate and everybody's lonely and they can't figure out why and how to come back together. Make sense?
Totally.
I mean, that's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of, like, lonely men and a lot of lonely women who can't quite figure out how to have a conversation with one another. Because either one's afraid of the other. See, now you got the link. You can come in here and tell us all this stuff without, like, typing it all out.
He
said he's
has
eating dinner.
dinner.
Oh, yeah, I forget. He's on the other side of the world. We're late. Fucking time travelers, man.
Where he's not having to deal with 100-degree temperatures during the day.
Oh my goodness. It's been crazy.
Dudes are to blame, too. They kind of let it happen. Good male role models are hard to find these days. Well, okay, but you can't put it all on men to blame for that. It's females, too.
The mixed bag.
Yeah, like you can't put all the blame on one gender over another. They're equally to blame. Like when you start putting pussy on a pedestal and you start acting like a fool, that's when, like, you start allowing women to overstep you and beat you down. and treat you like shit.
It's a roundabout way of saying don't be a simp, people.
No, I say simp all day long. I mean, I simp. I simp for lots
I
of
mean,
people.
you pretty much just described that condition, though.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's really what that is. And so, but that's
guy
what
acting
when
like a
you end up with
doormat,
where we're at. Do
hoping
what?
if he puts enough friendship coins in the machine, he gets pussy. You know?
Yeah, like, stop doing that shit. You know, stop being afraid to talk to real women. Go outside, meet one for real. Will did, and look, she's sitting here talking to us. I mean, prime example.
And
Will.
Will is silent.
What?
Yeah, no, he's like, I ain't
falling
having this
asleep.
conversation.
I'm not falling
He's
asleep.
absorbing this all.
Have we scared you away, Will?
No.
He's like, what are we talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I'm listening.
No, but like, you went outside, you got some fresh air, right, Will?
Mm-hmm.
And you met a real woman in real life, not in your computer screen.
I mean,
Like,
we
you can
we
see
did.
her, touch her, smell her, poke her in the eye if you need to.
We met through a computer screen, but then we met each other in person.
Yeah, I'm saying you were able to actually go and meet her.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, the situation that we're in right now is we have everybody, like, in these relationships online, you know, and, like, they're not afraid to go out and talk to real human beings. Like, actually have, like, a person-to-person, face-to-face meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they end up lonely and sad and, you know, in some situation where they're like, how did I get here? Because it's not a fulfilling relationship, right? Because it's always through a screen. It's not actual human-to-human contact.
Yeah, which is required.
Right. Like, that's part of being in a relationship. It's human-to-human contact. I don't know. I'm excited. I got 15 years tomorrow, y'all.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you.
I've got 15 years of human-to-human contact. I'm good. Everybody got really quiet. They're like, good for you, bitch.
No, it's awesome. Everyone in chat should be saying congratulations.
I don't know what it's in reference to. I'm sorry.
Her
What?
anniversary.
My anniversary's tomorrow.
Oh, hey. Okay. Congrats.
I got 15 years tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Michael D's like, what? What are you talking about?
No, I'm trying to do math.
What are you trying to do math for? Just ask.
Mine. No, mine.
Oh. Do you remember when yours was?
I think we've been married 13 years, but together for 20.
Wow.
Damn, that's great. That's what's up. See, I was going to make a jail joke, but then I decided, nah, I'm actually pretty happy. So
I know, that's what, exactly, Bob. I didn't say anything. I was like, yay, I got 15 years tomorrow. I was like, so the sentencing went through?
Freedom's at the grave, man. Freedom's at the grave. Nah, like, it's been a good 15 years. My best friend. Couldn't ask for better. So.
And I'm not the type of person who, like, plays games or, you know, deals with a person who, like... Men will say this, and we're serious about it. We're shitty with hints. Okay? Just tell us about stuff, like if we've forgotten.
Well, that's another thing. We women tend to think that y'all can read our minds and you have this crystal ball, and so, like, you know what the fuck we're talking about.
No,
and so,
we never
like,
have, and we never will.
We're like the most cryptic creatures you'll ever meet.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying is what it is.
Right?
And, like, so like, we leave you sitting over in your corner going, what the fuck did she mean by that? What the fuck was I supposed to do?
And then you get blamed for asking what, you know?
Because
And
it's generally responded to with, if you don't know, I'm not telling you.
Yeah,
Well,
you
then
just
fuck
know.
off.
that, or you know what you did.
Yeah,
You know.
it's very cruel.
If I did, I wouldn't
I
be
had
asking.
that dream last
And if you're not
night,
going to tell
and
me,
you were
you take all
screwing
your
that
anger.
hooker, and I know you cheated on me with her. It's like, what the fuck? It was a dream. Like,
I have seen
that
breakups
brings me
happen
back
because
to,
of
like,
that.
the whole Warren Ellis thing right now, right? Like, he's got all these women that are accusing him of, like, hypnotizing him. And it's like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Like, it makes me, every time I read something about that, it makes me think of those chicks that accuse men of sexual assault through their dreams. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Just because you had a dream about it doesn't mean it happened.
Sounds like a bunch of crazy bitches.
They are. They're completely insane. And I think that's why more women like myself, you know, need to step up and be like, hey, this is not okay. Like, that's one of my biggest things. My biggest pet peeves right now is, like, these crazy bitches coming out and saying some really dumb shit because it takes away from actual victims. It
Yeah.
actually takes away from stuff that they've been through. Like, the real life shit, you know? All right, I'm off my soapbox. Sorry.
Will, how
Hey,
was your
it's a
cat
pretty
still awake?
big soapbox for me, okay?
What?
What?
Why isn't your cat sleeping?
Because she's a nocturnal animal.
Oh,
And she will whine and whine until somebody comes and gives her attention.
pets her.
Hey,
Or
his
she-
chair's not squeaking tonight.
No,
He's
'cause
in
I'm
a
in,
different chair.
yeah, I'm in my good chair.
Oh, did you
Why
trade
have
him
you
out?
not used your good chair before?
This is my work chair.
Frog G's got a good point. Daddy government will side with the chick and get the dude fucked over. Every time. Every time.
Every time.
Unless she's a meth addict.
No, even then they'll side with them. They'll just put him in rehab and let him go later.
I actually have a positive story regarding that because my ex-wife from my first marriage actually had custody of my older two for a while until it was proven through CPS, through like 2 different investigations, that yeah, the house they were in sucked. You know, she was abusive. Like the stepdad over there was being abusive to him, and like they were coming to me and they were getting reported. They had like 6 different calls from health and welfare. Because of the way the kids were being treated, because they didn't care about the kids at all. And I was it came down to like, hey, judge, I'm going to file for custody of my kids. He was like, all right, well, let me take a look at the case. And he opened it up and saw that like CPS had been over there like 4 different times, and health and welfare themselves another 2. And he was like, yeah, we're pushing this through. And I was awarded custody of my kids in their early teens and got to, you know, pretty much be there for them throughout their formative years regarding that, throughout their maturity.
I mean, I've seen the system work, right? But, like, I've also seen the system not work.
Oh, yeah, I know that my story's an outlier, and I'm just happy that it managed to occur the way it did.
Like, more times than not, they always side with the female.
Mm-hmm.
And the female always gets more chances than the guy. You know? Like, I've seen fathers who have given blood, sweat, and tears to get their children, and females who didn't give a shit if they had their kids or not, who still would get their kids back after doing the 30-day rehab stint, and they just use the kid for a check of some sort.
Oh, yeah, the foster homes that get involved in that is insane.
So,
Like the one
I
time
mean, it's a fucked up system. We need to overhaul the system for sure. When you have a system that runs your prisons as well as your schools, you got a problem. You know? Wow, this has gotten really cheerful. I haven't said titties once. Holy Nikes, Batman. But we've been going for like 2 hours, so I think we're going to call it a night because I still got like a bunch of stuff I got to get done before tomorrow, so.
It is tomorrow.
Shh, Will. Where I'm at, it's still dark out, so it's not tomorrow. But anyways, I appreciate everybody sticking with us and like talking this through with us, and you guys coming on and talking with me and hanging out, talking movies, and being your awesome selves. Nothing but love for you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, who's gonna sing us out tonight? Since Jason's not here.
Not it.
Not it.
Will, you're it.
I don't know any songs.
You just sing, buddy. Just sing. Sing your heart out.
I don't. I'm trying to remember a song lyric. Gee, I can't remember a song at the moment.
Oh, McDonald had a farm. Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Oh,
you.
God.
Happy
Bye, everybody.
birthday, dear Lola.